Invited guests, we're so glad you're able to be a part of this with us. This is our class day where we have an opportunity to recognize some individual distinction. I wanted to take a moment and just recognize the entire upper school community. Ours is a school that has a mission that talks about preparing students for lives of purpose. And I feel so proud to be a part of an organization that makes a claim as bold as that. A life of purpose fundamentally is about helping an individual become the best version of themselves. Purpose can also be defined as an intention to do something of consequence for the individual that's of consequence or meaning to the world around us. And when I think about what that means in the context of teaching and learning, I think about the GFA faculty who 15 months ago had to reimagine how they teach. There are a lot of teachers in the room, and every one of them knows that great teaching is really hard. A lot of these students, I hope, will go on and become teachers in some capacity. And the first time you do it, you realize how humbling it is. If nothing is inherently interesting, your job as a teacher, through your passion, your empathy, your ability to cultivate the curiosity of the people in front of you, is what's going to get them to be engaged. The other thing, though, is that we as adults know that the most important parts of what we teach is not actually what we tell you, and this applies to your parents as well, but it's what we do. You learn much more from the adults in your lives through what they do than what they say. And if you think about the GFA faculty over the course of the last 15 months, they had to reimagine 9 weeks of remote instruction. Then they had to figure out how to come back here, overcome any anxiety they may have had about that prospect. And when I think about being your age, if I saw a teacher in a grocery store, it was always weird, right? I mean, you kind of think they live here. I live here, actually, right? I live above the store. But teachers also have lives. They have kids, they have families. And when I think about what this group of adults did over the course of this past year, was what our mission describes. They were so committed to creating an atmosphere where we could get connection with y'all, and then create a sense of calm, and then we get into the content. And I've never been more inspired and more proud to be a part of a group of people like these men and women who are the GFA faculty. They're a very modest bunch, but will you please stand up, GFA faculty, let me see you. Thank you so much. What's so fitting, though, is it's never about them. They will have been embarrassed by that last 30 seconds. I'm so proud. I love seeing them, too, and I haven't seen their faces. Mr. Connors, I barely knew what you looked like until about a week ago. And when we were looking at the weather forecast and the prospect of us potentially being inside, there was just no way. We had to be out here so we could be with one another and see one another's faces. So for your teachers, it was always about keeping you at the center. What could we do to create those conditions, the likes of which Meg just described? And so we wanted to celebrate the year that you had. On any given year, we ask a lot of you. It's like going to the academic gym. Now we throw in all manner of obstacles, and you've gotten to the end of that, and you'll have a story to tell. The best stories are the ones where there are obstacles you have to overcome, and you've done that. You're stronger for it. We know that stress is growth-giving, but we also know that restoration is an enormously important part of that process. So what I wanted to do was just take 90 seconds with you. Mr. Ayeko, play some music. So this summer, you're going to need to recover. It's really important. For teenagers, the last 15 months has been one of the most profound psychological experiences that you'll likely have for some time. And it's going to be really important that you pause and reflect on that. Do what you need to do to restore. However you do that. But what I wanted you to do for you today, indulge me. And you can close your eyes for this, Keep your eyes open. But students, I want you to think about strengths of yours. What's going well in your life right now? I suspect you probably built new capacities. Allow yourself to do this. Think about this. What's going well in your life? Maybe it's your friendships. Maybe it's athletics. Maybe you're really creative. Build on those. For you seniors, we're counting on you to continue to sustain that at the next level and come back and tell us about that. For you juniors, think about what went well this year. What were intentions you set for yourself? And now I want you to take a second and think about someone who helped you this year. This was a hard year, right? There were a lot of challenges. And there'll be many more to come. But think about somebody who helped you get through a rough patch. Think about a teacher who saw the best version of you over the course of the last 2 years, maybe, pulled that out.